Good evening. It's June 11th, 2016, and I was thinking earlier when we were talking about the singer there that got shot. She signed an autograph, so at some after a concert, and I've never even heard of her, but she's only like 21 or 22, and no, I had seen, like I said, I'd never heard of her, but immediately you kind of get curious. You want to find out about these people, whoever they were. She was on that The Voice, I guess, and she was about 21 or 22, and so I looked her up on the Twitter, and she done a video this morning saying, "Oh, come on to my show," blah 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 blah. It was only like 20 seconds or whatever. The typical bubbly, kid. So she never, no nobody expects at the end of the day to be shot in the head, right? I don't think. I normally don't wake up in the morning and think, hey, today's the night that it all ends. And when she made that video, she did not think that was gonna be the last thing she did. And I think we all think we're going to live forever. We never know what sort of random nutcase is going to just take us out. And I was saying that's why I'm putting all these together. We don't live for infinity and beyond like Buzz Lightyear. So I like to have all this stuff I've been doing for the last few years. Um, so when I'm gone, it's kind of like a little bit of a timeline of stuff that I've done. Like, and in her case, I was saying that, well, at least she has all this stuff that her family can look back at, and be happy with her songs and whatnot. But that's all just music. It isn't really, unless she has a secret stash in her closet of inner angst that she talked about or whatever. But music, if you just listen to the music, that can be interpreted in a million different ways. So that's why I like to do these things. And I haven't said anything for like over 2 minutes, but the idea would be that when I'm long gone from this world, the people can kind of look back and have an idea of where I was at. But I think a lot of these things that I've been putting together the last 6 months or whatever are basically just predictions of the Sox and the Patriots and people who died, and that's cool. That's cool. That's cool with all that pop culture stuff, I guess. That'll, 100 years from now, that'll give kind of an indication of that certain time frame. Like this week after Ali passed away, I like to kind of watch some of his stuff just to get kind of a feel for what was going on back in that area during the Vietnam War and whatnot, and that's kind of how you get kind of a taste of what was brewing, and nothing brewing here. I don't drink coffee, but what I now let's get to the point. And as you can see, I have a lot of baggage. Now, baggage can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. And I remember when I worked briefly at Amtrak, I used to think, boy, these people have a lot of baggage. And and I used to, in my head, I'd be like, well, this person's carrying a lot of heavy bags, and they must have a lot of baggage. I was trying to make a connection between how much bags they had and how much baggage they had going on in their head, and I never really expanded on it because I never had video. All I had was like a Betamax or a video. I could never do this stuff. Well, I guess I'll like expand on that, and what baggage um, would be in my case. And it's just like it was a million pounds of baggage on my shoulders, in my brain, in my head. But I don't let that stop me. And I think that's the key, that everybody see, I get to the point eventually. Everybody's got baggage, and you got to realize that when you're dealing with people. And like, for me, every day I'm dealing with so many people that seem like they have baggage that's overwhelming to them and they can't handle it. Just in my interactions with them. I'm not a shrinker or whatever, but I deal with enough one-on-one interactions to realize that there's a lot of stuff that there's no way that I could, in those interactions, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 30 seconds, or whatever they are. that I could even attempt to get into their soul. And it goes with Facebook too. I mean, I'm dealing with people that they could be a total 180 of what I'm seeing on there, and all I'm reading is a text and I can't tell. And another reason why I kind of put these out here is just so people can get past the one dimensional of the text and get to three dimensional, but nobody gives a shit anyway. So, people don't want to dig that deep. It's like they don't want to peel the onion back. They just want to smell the onion and get the tears really quick. And that would be my interpretation of a meme, as opposed to just peel it back and get through all the layers. But see, now we're getting to the layers. But I think the key, as far as the baggage goes, is whether you have a little bit of baggage, whether you have a ton of baggage, or whether you have minimal baggage, or you're just carrying a carry-on onto like a cheap zip fare, or one of those early morning flights, or in Chinatown there, the bus that goes to New York for like $3, whatever. Like I said, whether it's minimal or a huge amount of baggage, you can't let it be an excuse. You can't let it be a crutch. You just can't. Whatever that baggage is, whether it's a huge amount, whether it's a little amount, and you just got to deal with whatever the baggage you got, and you got to carry it. And there's no way around it. There's been points in my life where it seemed overwhelming, and there's points like right now where I don't feel like anything. You don't want to sound too cocky, but that anything to me after most of the things I've dealt with, I feel like I've dealt with so much, and I've been able to rise above a lot of the challenges, and that's given me a certain level of confidence, maybe bordering on cockiness, but I'm not going to let anything get in my way of trying to just keep pushing forward, and I think that's what we're here for. I don't know what the whole master plan is, or even if there is one. Maybe there isn't, but the way I look at this life is like, if everything was just a whole series of just feel good, uplifting moments or whatever, then you wouldn't even appreciate those moments for what they are, because they're so fleeting, if everything was perfect all the time. So, but if you have to fight through them and scratch and claw and get over that baggage, and deal with the baggage for what it is, and face it and get over it, then that just makes you stronger. And then those moments that you do have, those successes, are that much sweeter, as opposed to everybody that, I mean, if you look at the people, say you look back at you're younger or whatever, and everything was going great for them, and you go, oh, I wish I was them. And now you look back 20 years or 30 years ago, when you look at them now, and you're like, God, I'm fucking glad I'm not them. I'm just glad I'm me. And that's how I feel. That's just, and I think everybody should feel that way. Thank God I'm not. Actually, don't be like, thank God I'm not. Just be glad that you're you. Be glad that your baggage is your unique baggage. And, that's, and face it. Don't use it as a crutch, and don't use it as an excuse. I mean, we all get these influences from our lives and our childhoods and our teenage years and our 20s or whatever. Anything can be used as an excuse. Anything. And you just got to say, fuck all that shit, and just say, I'm not using anything as an excuse. And just keep pushing through it. I mean, it ain't Tony Robbins bullshit slogan selling a book or whatever. That's just reality, man. You just push through whatever it is that you're facing. I go and slip on a banana peel tonight and crippled from the neck down. I'm gonna face that fucking shit. I don't give a shit. Throw anything at me. Throw acid in my eyes. Make me blind. I'll be singing. Give me 6 months. I'll be singing like Stevie Wonder. I'm not superstitious. But whatever, I'm just saying that, the only limitations that you can put on yourself are the limitations you put on yourself. And that's the beauty of living in this country, man. You do whatever the fuck you want, within reason. Don't go killing anybody, because I think that's what Aaron Hernandez thought, and look what happened to him. But like I say, within reason, you can do anything, and don't use the baggage as an excuse. We all got our talents, and you know, it isn't what you can't do. It's what can you do more. What more can you do? Just keep doing more and more and more till you drop. You know, whenever that may be. All right, I'm done. 10 minutes. This ain't gonna go through. Alrighty, as usual, adios. I know nobody's listening.